Hi, I'm Angela Martin and welcome to number 56 Masons Road in Kuranda on this beautifully winter sparkly morning. This property, this house is immaculate. It has really genuinely been immaculately maintained and looked after, and it is big on space, it is rich in character, and it is perfectly, and I mean perfectly positioned for lifestyle living. The location, absolutely fantastic. We are on the revered Masons Road, which is Dress Circle Kuranda, and the land, beautifully terraced, tropical gardens on a whopping 4,500 square meters of just beautifulness. So let's go in and have a look, but make sure we subscribe to that, or you subscribe to my YouTube channel by pressing that little red subscribe button, because then you'll find out a bit more fantastic lifestyle properties just like this one. You're seriously going to fall in love with it. Let's go in and have a look. Now, we are going in. I'm going to go on about this because solid block quality homes are an absolute rarity. And I'm going to bang on a lot of walls so that you can just see that everything, it's concrete floor, it's tiled, it's high ceilings, it's all rendered block, especially even on the inside, which makes it even more robust and quality feel. So let's go in and have a look. Isn't that a wow factor? Solid block, rendered block. I am going to go on about it. Concrete, your best friend in the wet tropics. Now, this is beyond beautiful. High ceilings, natural light. Everywhere you look, you have garden views and ultimate privacy. It's a cool house because of the block, obviously. It's a great insulator, but look at the space that we've got here. Just absolutely beautiful. You could actually, probably shouldn't sit on people's furniture, but you could just imagine sitting here reading a book. It's quiet and you are just surrounded by garden. Everywhere you look, you've got the garden coming in and coming out. Now, the house has actually got, from an orientation point of view, we've got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, but behind us we have got a brilliant office nook. So imagine if you, for example, were working from home, or you actually wanted, another room. This would be super easy to convert into bedroom, media room, study room, or, as I said, enclosed office. Beautiful garden views straight out into the garden. Natural light is everywhere. Love this. New houses, you tend not to see these sort of design features, but fully tiled, and as I mentioned probably 3 times now, it's all concrete. So easy care, low maintenance, super duper easy to mop. Now, it's fully fly screened, which is brilliant. We've got air conditioning in the bedrooms. We've got air conditioning in the living area. So we've got all year round comfort. But this is brilliant. I love this. Bench seat, and underneath, I'm not going to open it, but underneath this is all filled with storage for that extra amount. Well, we've actually got plenty of cupboard space in this house, but you can put, stuff that you want to use regularly just under here. And then huge dining area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get an even bigger table in here if you wanted to. But can you just see those high ceilings? I don't know how high they are, but they're high. They're bigger than probably 3 meter ceilings, I'm guessing. So then we've got the kitchen. Love this. Again, this is all hardwood, beautiful hardwood, bespoke design. And the kitchen is big and it's spacious. And that's the thing about this house. It feels like it breathes. You know, you're not hemmed in. Everything is open plan and big. Cupboards, plenty of drawers, big pantry. We've got a cooktop. We've got an electric oven here and a dishwasher. Just super duper. Yeah, just great functionality. What I love is the fact that if you were here washing your dishes, actually you wouldn't wash your dishes because you got a dishwasher, but if you're here, you know, doing your prep, look at that. That is just unbelievably magical. We are going to go out there because it is magical. But before we do, we're going to go into the king size master. Now, bedrooms, you might think are just bedrooms. This is a massive bedroom with an even more massive ensuite, just decadent beyond belief. So if you come in here, it's cozy, it's intimate. We've got these massive big high ceilings again. And then if you come around here, we've got, again, plenty of storage. So I'm not going to go in people's drawers, but we've got some shelves in here, we've got hanging space in here, up and down. And then we've got all those whopping big cupboards up the top as well. You know, when you've got your suitcases and, you know, stuff that you just don't want hanging around. New air conditioning system here. Beautifully just air controlled all year round. Wait till you see the size of this. Oh my goodness. Drum roll. Now, remember I said original? This is original, and this is part of the charm. You know, we have the original wooden doors that you just don't find in other homes. We have got the original tiles that are in perfect condition. We've got a fly screens. We have got brilliant bath with bubblies, you know, with space round about if you wanted to have a cup of tea or a glass of wine or whatever you fancied. But you could just relax, put your little head here, and still looking out to that garden. It's just magic, absolutely magic. Big shower, great big shower in here. You know, you could keep the door on, you could take the door off if you wanted to, because it's just all totally tiled. So breathe it in. We're going to head along that hallway. I'm going to show you the other rooms. Just the most amazing, mega-sized, king-size boudoir, if you like, that's just, you know, total indulgence. So at this side of the house, we've got an extra bedroom, we've got a bathroom, we've got a laundry. Now, this is one of the bedrooms, so it's bedroom number 2. We have air conditioning in here as well, and we have robes. Plenty of space, plenty of space in this house, and of course fans. Now, these are the things that, how on earth do you get a wall light onto a solid, I love these block walls, rendered block wall? These are the things that you can only do in the design stage. So it gives you an idea of how much thought has actually gone into the actual overall design of the house. Now, this is an original bathroom. Love the originality, the quality of the originality is huge. You do not get this in modern homes. You know, you can personalize it to taste if you want to, but it is in perfect condition, absolutely perfect condition. Nothing wrong with your vanity, nothing wrong with your tiles, and another fabulous little walk-in shower. Love this. This is just great. We've got plenty of space. Screens, again, everywhere we look. Block walls everywhere we look. Now, this is the laundry. So totally functional. Let me just pop light on for us. It's actually good that you see it without the light because, again, you can see how natural the light is. Space for a dryer, tumble dryer, washing machine, and then huge storage in here. And this is where our hot water service lives. It's a new hot water service. plenty of space. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. I'm actually going to stop saying that now because you get the sense that there is plenty of cupboard space here. The little manhole up there for the you know, to get into your roof space if you want to. But doors, original, fantastic. Now we are going to head back along there, but before we do, I'm just going to get you to pick your head out here. This, when we came in, we'll move that little back. When we came in is what you've seen. I'll just get you to poke your head out and I'll come back and meet you here. And that just lets you see when we came in the main entrance, that was a little stairway, not a stairway, a little walkway, and that takes us to the, obviously, inside of the house if you want to, or, you know, you come in from underneath, which I'll show you. Lots of ways, as always in Kuranda, that you can actually get into people's houses. Now, we can see the kitchen, we've been in there. This is the other bedroom. So this is bedroom number 3. Big rooms, currently used just as a storage room, but it's... See, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably about 5 meters. Where do you find bedrooms in modern houses that are roughly, you know, 5 meters? And we've also got behind us little slidey robes, not slidey drawers, slidey robes. Back into the living area, we are going to go out onto that amazing deck because it is sensational. Lifestyle flexibility is beyond fabulous in this property, and these doors also open, you know, so you can have double doors wide open, or half of them open, half of them closed. It is hard to believe that this is probably 5 meters, 4.8, 5 meters this way, and it's roughly 18 or 19 meters from, you know, the center here. And again, from an orientation point of view, this is the entrance again into the master ensuite. So if you wanted to just sneak out in the morning and just, you know, lie on your day bed, so you could actually just clamber out of your king size wonderfulness out of here, sit on your day bed, just sort of come to, you know, just become at one with the world slowly. This is like an outside day bed, absolutely beautiful. And you are looking at those magnificent gardens. Now, the house is, the gardens, the property is actually terraced, but you have got more flat land than you do have slope land. At the front, we'll go out and have a look. That's beautifully flat. And then you've got a slopey driveway that comes down and comes under the house. And then we have got a little bit of terrace just here, beautiful bit of terrace there. And then a wonderful, great big spot at the very back. You can see down there, and we go on to Jumrum Creek, which is spectacular beyond belief. So this whole ambience is just, it's low care, it's easy maintenance, it's green, it's lush, it's just absolutely beautiful. But what an entertaining deck. My goodness, could you imagine having friends or family or anyone here just sitting relaxing, overlooking your beautifulness, your gorgeous entertaining open space. Life just does not get any better than this. It really doesn't. It's fabulous and it feeds the soul. Now we're going to head downstairs because we have, imagine this space here, we have the same space downstairs with ultimate flexibility. So I'm going to head you down the stairs. I'm going to meet you at the bottom. suppose before we head down the stairs, I forgot to show you these brilliant drop-down blinds. So you are going to have protection from wind, rain, sun, all year round at your whim. And again, look at how high they are. I'm going to meet you downstairs. Character, quality, timeless classics. That, when you have a look at it, is a concrete floor above us. Concrete walls, block walls, concrete floor, concrete, concrete, concrete. I don't know how much it would cost to build this property in today's market, because the materials are solid and robust. Now, this is sensational. Or cars, you know, you could use it for whatever you want. Remember, they're just spaces, but you could put cars in here. It could be for hobbies. It could be a workshop, because you have also this space here, which, you know, you've plenty of PowerPoints. You know, if you wanted to set up a workbench, and if you come back around here, you can see too, this is actually nice and open under the stairs. So you have space in there to do, you know, keep tools or lawnmowers or whatever you want to put in there. These two areas in here, they just take us to under the house. There's really nothing to see, but in fact it's just dark, but you can see that there's a bit of a block wall in there, and again the suspended concrete ceiling. So you can get under the house from that door, and also out the door at the very end. Hang up a washing in here. And again, this is the same length as balcony. You know, it's your 17 or 18 or 19 meters. It is huge, and you've got your 4 or your 5 in this this direction. Generator, the house is actually wired for generator. I think that's about a 4.5 kVA, and it's got one of those magic, and I mean magic, push button battery starts, so you don't have to pull it, and that actually comes with the property. So if you do have any power outages, you know, you've got full backup power. We've got town water. We have got solar hot water, that new hot water system that I showed you in the laundry. So absolutely sensational. We've also got a rainwater tank, even though we're on mains power, just in case you want to use it for the garden, or, you know, whatever else you want to use it for. But just think what you could use the space for. Roller door there. Come in with your car, straight up into your balcony, and off you go up into your house. So we're going to have an explore of the gardens. Easiest way for us to get out is through this door here, and then we're going to walk along that way. We're going to meander down and have a just beautiful look at the tropics. I just love changing my mind and just keeping everything interesting. Before we go out that door and round that way that I said we were going to do, I'm actually just going to show you back up the top just to see how much space you've actually got. And then we're going to head down and have a look down at the other part of the garden. We've seen this at the beginning, but I want to just show you, because when you walk on a piece of land, you get a sense of how much space there actually is, you know, as opposed to just a photograph or saying, well, you know, that's a little bit over there. Houses down here, Mason's Road just up here. And this, you know, you could put up a big 3-bay shed if you wanted to. We've got beautiful tropical sort of plants up here. Geisha girl, I think is what they're called, the ones with little purple flowers on them. So, you know, it's private and it's spacious, and you've got this great big buffer between Mason's Road and the house. What could you use it for? We're going to head back down, and we're going to go through that little door and head down the back. Now we're coming out the door, going down into the garden. Oh, wow, look at these. My goodness. If ever you wanted a reminder that you are living in the tropics of World Heritage Rainforest, far north Queensland, look at that. They are just absolutely beautiful beyond belief. Oh, my goodness. So this is the easiest way for us to get down the back. solid block wall. Just want to show you a solid block wall. We head down here. Now that's a rainwater tank that I was telling you about just up on the corner. Just collects water from the roof. So we head down this little bit here, and then we've got some little steps, and then I'm just going to meet you down there at the next little grass spot. Come on down, we've got these fabulous little steps, and again, these just glorious tropical plants. They're called sexy pink. I'm sure they are. They're sexy something or other. Yeah, they get a pink flower or an orange flower or a red flower. So this is a sneak up to the house here. We've got a beautiful tree ferns, got a little bit of a garden wall just here, and that was those magic big blinds that we've seen from the balcony. Sparkly, open, absolutely just glorious. And again, this is going to be very, very easy to maintain. Now we have, I mentioned before about it being terraced. So we've got a little bit of a slope just here, which you could easily put steps in, just like we've got little steps there. So I'm just going to meet you down the bottom. How big is the space down here? And you know, it would only take you probably 2 weekends to put steps up from, you know, that section that's terraced to down here, because you could put a swimming pool down here. Again, you could put whatever you want down here, but this is a really big portion of your 4,500 square meter property, and it is usable, unbelievably usable. Now you can get down into the creek. You know, you probably have to cut just a little pathway, but the creek is there. You might be able to hear it. Wallabies, butterflies, birds. You wake up in the morning and you look down here and there'll be little paddy melons, little baby wallabies just sunning themselves or just thinking life's wonderful and how gorgeous your grass is. So when you actually come here, I'll be able to show you where the boundaries are. But essentially all this grassed area that you see is part of this land. That bit of grassed area up the back belongs to next door. And then we have another little section just here. So if we look up the top of the house on that corner, I don't know if you can see it, it's a bit of a straight line that goes from the corner house right down to Star Picket. So again, this is the back of the property for next door. Their house is way up over there. So this tree here is pretty much the boundary. So you get a sense that you could put veggie patches down here, you could put animals down here, you really could put whatever you want down there, but it is just absolutely stunning. So why would you buy this magnificent property? It is an executive home. It is quality, it is character filled, it has the flexibility for families, flexibility for entertaining or, you know, working from home. And it just oozes solidness. And I make no apologies for going on about this, because you cannot buy houses of that quality, of that amount of, you know, the maintenance that has actually been put into the house. It is just second to none. We've got a high ceilings, we've got a natural light, we've got our air conditioned comfort, we've got that master ensuite that is king size beyond belief, and a balcony that you could sit in, you know, outside all year round. And of course that space under the house for workshop or hobbies or cars, or even a granny flat. You know, if you wanted to, you could easily convert that into another external living space if you have extended family. Couple of weekends worth of steps down there, and then you're up and down, super duper easy. 4,500 square meters on the revered Masons Road, and I mean revered. It is one of the ultimate streets in the whole of Kuranda. So give me a call, Angela Martin 0403 788 187, or visit my website, AngelaMartin.TV. Why should you visit my website? Because I have coming soon properties so that you can find out a bit more fantastic ones, beautiful lifestyle, just like this, before everyone else. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel for exactly the same reasons. Look forward to showing you this fantastic, fantastic property.